This mosque, built in 1528 to 29, is located within Mehrauli Archaeological Park, which actually shares boundary with Qutub Minar premises. Entrance to this park is, however, about 500 meters away from Qutub Minar's entrance gate. Within the mosque, built in a separate area, are the tombs of Jamali and Kamali. It is built in red sandstone with marble embellishments. It is claimed to be a forerunner in the design of Mughal mosque architecture in India. The prayer hall, fronted by a large courtyard, has 5 arches, with the central arch only having a dome. The size of arches increases towards the central arch, which is the largest of the 5 arches embellished with beautiful ornamentation. The spandrels of the arch are decorated with medallions and ornamentation. Fluted pilasters exquisitely decorate the central arch. The prayer wall on the west has niches with mihrab. The niches and walls are decorated with a few Quranic inscriptions. A porch around the mosque provides access to the 2-storied mosque, and the 4 corners are adorned by octagonal towers. The rear end of the mosque has been provided with oriel windows, apart from a small window on the central arch. The tomb of Jamali Kamali is a decorated square structure with a flat roof, located adjacent to the mosque on its northern side. Inside the chamber, the flat ceiling is plastered and ornately decorated. It is painted in red and blue with some Quranic inscriptions, and the walls are adorned with inlaid colored tiles, inscribed with Jamali's poems. The descriptions in the tomb have been described as giving the impression of stepping into a jewel box. In the Jamali Kamali Mosque and Tomb, the tomb chamber has 2 marble graves, one of Jamali, the saint poet, and the other of Kamali. Jamali was a pseudonym of Sheikh Hamid bin Fazlullah, who was also known as Sheikh Jamaluddin Kambo Dehlavi, Akka Jalal Khan. He was a Sufi saint known for his poetry and came to India during the reign of Sultan Sikandar Lodi and settled in Delhi. He was already known by 3 different names, but people, impressed by his poetry and seeing the beauty in the words, gave him his 4th name, Jamali. Jamali comes from Urdu word Jamal, which means beauty and positive aura. He was a disciple of another Sufi poet, Sheikh Samauddin, and the mosque that now hosts his tomb was his place of Chilanashini. It is said that such was the beauty of Jamali's poems that even Sikandar Lodi, who himself was a renowned poet, used to get his works corrected by Jamali. After Mughals conquered India, Jamali was offered a place in their court and remained there during the reign of Babur and Humayun until his death. It is also said that it was Humayun himself who had the tomb built after Jamali's death. Kamal in Urdu means miracle. Who Kamali was, however, remains a complete mystery. Whether he was a disciple of Jamali or another Sufi poet, or maybe just a servant, no one knows. We don't even know if that was his real name or if he just took that name because it rhymed with Jamali. There are several stories around his identity, one of which is that it was actually his works, his poem, that Jamali took credit for. Another story is that they were both brothers who traveled together to India. Jamali got famous because he was an excellent poet, while Kamali had no such talent, but he too was a Sufi saint. An even more interesting story is actually described by an American author, Karen Chase, in her book Jamali Kamali, A Tale of Passion in Mughal India, where she mentions that they both were actually homosexual partners. A more believable story, however, that most are inclined to believe is that Kamali was actually Jamali's wife, a woman who is now, after centuries, believed to be a man because of the name Kamali. This mosque has a glorious history attached to it. It has been believed by many scholars that the poetry found in the Guru Granth Sahib under the name of Baba Farid, a disciple of Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki, were actually works of Jamali. It is also this very mosque that is supposed to have laid foundation to the great Mughal architecture style, and also introduced the Jharoka system, which was missing from earlier monuments. Sadly enough, all this glory now seems to have been forgotten. People are scared to visit here because the tales of unexplainable phenomena like eerie sounds, sudden white visions, and presence of ghosts. There are numerous stories about the jinns that are now believed to reside within Jamali Kamali. Some of the interesting ones that either make people to stay away from here or to be here at night are instances of sighting of lights, apparitions, animal growling, and a feeling that there is someone else standing right next to you. People have mentioned that they sometimes felt a person peeking from behind a pillar, but when they walked over to it, there was no one there. A wisp of air as if someone just breathed on your neck, and a laughing sound are few other stories. However, the best one is of people getting slapped by an invisible force. According to Muslim mythology, jinns live in what can be called a parallel world to that of humans. God created humans out of sand and jinns out of fire. While humans cannot see them, jinns, on the other hand, have the power to cross over the worlds. Sometimes a jinn steps into human world and decides to stay here, primarily in abandoned places. We asked the only security guard sitting on duty at the mosque, "Is there a greater ghost or jinn than humans?" And so true it is. He spoke about how he had been at the mosque several times on duty, both during day and night, but had never felt any paranormal or abnormal activity. It's just the human, he says, who cook up stories for their own entertainment. One look at the dome of this mosque and you can see the destruction caused by no ghosts or jinns but men. People have written their names all over it, due to which the staircase had to be locked down. People destroying these historical monuments are the very reason that even the gate to the tombs had to be locked. Right outside the gate of the mosque, and as a matter of fact, all over this park, are several other tombs that are now just stones and wall crumbling down, exposing the graves. Whatever the story is, or whatever the belief, one thing is for certain. This mosque doesn't get the attention that it deserves. The stories were created either by people looking to have a good gossip, or by people who wanted to make a little money by offering a night tour of the monument, which is forbidden by law. There are no ghosts here or no jinns, just a cool breeze of air, sounds of bird, a few graves, and a very old mosque which was left abandoned, even by the Muslim community, to rot in time.